good evening, guys. It is time for Bollocks this evening, and we are in the
Bozard Ford studio.
Damn right we are. Hey, and we're having a great hump day because we're wearing our American Party hats. For you people that don't know and have been sleeping under a rock, here at the 904 now, because we're staying in the now. We're pushing the American Party, getting the red and blue back together, staying balanced on the surfboard.
Yep.
And still driving forward like a buffalo.
Yep.
So
wind ain't gonna phase us.
So many things that can go into the American Party there. So, and because I want everyone to be American first, and then worry about your party second. All right. So that's my stump speech. We're going to talk a little bit more about that as one of our topics today. But we have a lot of topics, and because we're in the
Bozard Ford studio.
Damn right. All right, I got to tell you about Bozard Ford Lincoln in St. Augustine. Their goal is to make sure your time and experience buying a car is stress-free, fun, and enjoyable. Bozard is a family-owned Ford dealership that has been in business since 1949. Bozard Ford Lincoln has been the recipient of numerous dealer awards, including being ranked #1 automotive dealership in the nation by Dealer Rater. Bozard Ford also has won back-to-back President's Awards, which is the highest honor given by Ford Motor Company. Check them out today online at bozardford.com.
For trusted financial guidance with a personal touch, turn to Hebert, Kresge and Associates, CPAs, serving St. Augustine since 1989. With over 125 years of combined experience, their team offers expert services in tax planning, estate and trust work, business valuations, payroll, and more. Whether you're starting a business or planning for the future, they deliver smart, customized solutions that grow with you. Call 904-460-0747 or visit HebertKresgeCPA.com. That's Hebert, A-B-A-R-E, Kresge, K-R-E-S-G-E, and Associates, where your success is their mission. I spelled it because if you're going to put the website in, you need to know how to spell Hebert. Hebert, Kresge, and Associates.
There you go. All right, here we go. Another amazing group that's been with us since the very beginning, back in the old radio days. And I still have a face for radio. I don't care who you are. All right, here we go. Powell Heating and Air Conditioning. When the Florida heat hits, you need more than just an AC. You need a neighbor you can trust. That's why St. Augustine has turned to Powell Heating and Air Conditioner for over 40 years. Locally owned and operated while committed to keeping our community comfortable, Powell's team is there when you need them the most. From emergency repairs to energy-saving upgrades, they've got you covered. Stay cool, stay local. Call Powell Heating and Air Conditioning today at 904-794-COOL. That's 904-794-2665. Your comfort is their business.
Solar Stick, established in 2006, is a local portable power company proudly committed to American manufacturing, constant innovation, and creating jobs right here in St. Augustine, Florida. Solar Stick's focus on providing solutions for self-sufficiency helps users all over the world complete missions and save lives. Solar Stick, changing lives, saving lives, and reviving American manufacturing.
All right. I tried to get in as many likes as I could while you were doing the read.
Nice.
I wonder if you try it during this read,
okay,
I'll see who wins. Because I don't know. Do you know how to do the likes? See the little thumbs up right there?
Yeah.
Just keep hitting it as fast as you can.
Okay.
All right. Our other amazing sponsors, we have the Saint, Brightway Insurance, St. Augustine Pirate and Treasure Museum, Anastasia Construction Group, Meehan's Irish Pub, A.D. Davis Construction, the St. Augustine Distillery, A to Z Roofing and Waterproofing, Anastasia Diner, Moultrie Creek Diner, and Mr. Electric. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you guys. Now it's time to get to the show. How many did you get in? 20? Oh, you beat the hell out of me. Wow. You crushed it, Ego. I'll take those.
There you go.
All right.
By the way, gentlemen, I have regards to you from Kaiser. He sends his love, says he misses you both, and says hi.
Hey, Kaiser. We're going to have to go see him soon, that's for sure. Oh, man. It's Wednesday. We're almost through the week.
Yeah. For us, we're real close.
Kenny's crushing it. Blake's crushing the likes out there. We appreciate you guys. Oh, man. All right, so it's Wednesday. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world, a lot of stuff happening here in St. Augustine. The drama of Marineland is still out there. But I want to talk about America coming together. And I have hats now. All right. And those of you out there that might want a hat, let me know. because I have a limited supply. All right. You're not giving up your hat. I'm not giving up my hat.
Nope.
But it's a limited supply. So some of you out there, I'm going to give one to the first person that raises your hand up in the comments, and you're going to get a free hat from us, an American Party hat with the 904 now. And if you haven't been paying attention on what the American Party is, Mike and I actually started this probably in 16.
Okay.
All right. During that election cycle, things really started to get very polarized, very, very polarized at that point. And we started this, and it was like, I want people.
Josh is in.
Josh is the first one in. So Josh, will make sure you have an American Party hat Friday night. So all right, we'll give away probably one each week until the supply is
Until they run out.
Until the
Sure.
supply is gone. But we started this because everything was getting so polarized. At that point I was leaning more towards the left than I am right now. And you know, I'm very frustrated with where we're at as far as Congress working together as a team. And
It's a shame.
because they're not on the same team. And we need them to be on the same team for our country to be successful.
Right. And it's Team USA.
Yeah.
It's not Team Blue. It's not Team Red. It's not Team South. It's not Team North. It's the people in the United States of America. Do your freaking job. You're getting paid. Nobody else is.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, and it's very frustrating. They did this during the first administration. And, you know, when was the last shutdown? How long was that?
Oh, did I leave that at home? I think I might have it right here.
Okay. I know.
Okay, the
Trump-
last up, I got you covered.
I know
brother.
there was one during Trump's thing because I got mad at DeSantis at that point.
December 2018 to January 2019.
2018 to 2019.
Yes.
So here's the talking.
Well, there were two of them. There was one in January of 2018 and one in December of 2018. That was the most recent one, and that one went for bust the blackjack, 35 days.
35 days.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And hopefully my number's right because my number's the lowest one on there.
Yes, it is.
And I like to win. So there's two reasons why I hope our number's right.
Okay.
Yes,
I do have a little bit of a quick fact check though, because however there was a little bit of a mini shutdown in 2024, but that would only last for 38 minutes. So that's not really like a true shutdown.
In what year?
2024.
2024.
But like the bill immediately passed like 38 minutes, like after the midnight deadline.
Right, it was like midnight, and then before 1 o'clock, we were back open again.
Yes.
Does it say if it's from the House? Because this one's the Senate that's creating this one. Because the House of Representatives just passed the buck. They said,
Right.
I'm staying out of the fight. We got a lot of stuff. The midterm can affect both sides. They stayed out of it. But this go round, it's the Senate that's creating the havoc that we're in right now.
So last time around it was the Senate that passed the bill to the House. Then
The House
approved the bill.
held it up.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, so it goes back and forth.
Yeah.
Because I remember last time I was very mad at the House.
Right.
You know, like, this is your job, do your freaking job, or don't take a paycheck. And I'm still saying the exact same thing I was from 10 years ago. This is your job. Either do your job or don't take a paycheck.
Right. Right.
So-
They should. You know, it would be nice if they took well. First of all, they're in a pro forma session. They're not even. I mean, he sent everybody home. So I mean, some of the Democrats stayed in Washington. All the Republicans went to their districts and are probably hiding from their constituents and aren't doing town halls right about now. I wouldn't think. Because I don't think it would be a happy reunion now. It was worse the last time they did town halls, and it wasn't even, and the government was open. So it's tough. And today's a payday, so I don't know. I
Yeah.
haven't seen or heard anything about paying the active military,
Yeah.
TSA, or anybody else.
Yeah, and we'll do some research tonight and see where that all landed. You know, because like I said, today's a big day in that scenario, and then again on the 30th, I think it happens again. So I think they're on almost the same pay schedule as we are.
Yeah.
We are.
But another federal judge shut down the potential firings. You know, I mean, they were talking about 4,000 people, and then Russell Voigt, you know, the mastermind of Project 2025, said, oh, no, it's going to be at least 10,000 people we're going to fire. Of question, is it legal? And a judge stopped them from doing it.
Yeah.
You know, again, we're going to pick and choose who we're going to give back pay to. That's also illegal because Donald Trump in his first term signed a law that said if there's a shutdown, people will be made whole when the shutdown's over.
His own law is going to come back and get him, but that's, you know, and it's not their fault.
Who, the people that are being furloughed and laid off?
They want to be at work.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I'm going to say this: 90% of them want to be at work.
Right.
You know, there's that 10% that's always grumpy.
Well, being a public,
they're not happy with where they're at.
right, and I think a lot of people that are, you know, federal employees now are just not happy with the state of the federal government and how they're acting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these are career professionals, you know, and you keep hearing about career prosecutors and career people in the Justice Department who are being told to do things that they don't have the evidence for or disagree with. And a lot of people are falling on their swords and they're saying, you know what, have a nice day, I'm leaving because I refuse to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you're going to lose institutional knowledge. You're going to lose balance.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, that's what I'm saying. The surfboard,
right? Yeah,
the balance is important.
Yeah.
You gotta have the balance.
I thought that was Mike's contribution.
It was Mike's
I
contribution.
thought so.
It was Mike's contribution, but I used it to our favor.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yep.
So, because I don't surf.
Right.
So, haven't in a long time. Last time I went surfing, I got out there, I paddled out, I fell twice, then I got up, rode it in, and didn't go back out.
I was very good at surfing under my board. When I was out in Hawaii, I spent a bunch of time out in Hawaii, and I was trying to learn how. It doesn't matter. I was trying to learn how to surf, and I'd get out there, and the wave would come, and the board, and I would roll over. And now I'm underwater, looking at the board like this, going, "This is not how this is supposed to go."
That's not the correct technique. But I mean, that might be, you know. Well, you got Key West up there today.
Blake put me up, but yeah, well, you know, he riles me up, and then he wants me to secede.
Oh, he wants
me
to
secede and succeed.
Yeah. So, but American Party, and this is what, in my opinion, we need to do. All right, we need to limit the TikToks that we actually believe. We need to limit how many reels we watch and just grabbing the sound bites, because I can tell you right now, we have enough video of the two of us.
Right.
They can either make us the greatest Americans of all time.
Yay!
Or they can make us the nastiest villains and the nastiest humans if they pick and choose the words and put them together. And because there's no context with reels, and you could end up looking like the absolute most horrendous. You could be either Satan or you could be an angel.
Hello, Satan.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. Satan.
It's, you know, it's like a pull quote in an article.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those are the big bold things that are stuck in a box in the middle of a text article. And, you know, again, if you just read that, you may not have context. And by the way, in this day and age with AI, you know, it's going to be we're I would say less than a year away from being able to determine what is and isn't actually factual, real, or original. So, I mean, AI is teaching itself to get better, smarter, and less fault-driven.
Okay.
You know, it used to be you had to look at people's ears or the shadows under their chin or something to see if it was a real picture or an AI type of thing. And, you know, AI has corrected their mistakes.
Well, someone got on to me because I put an AI thing about St. Augustine, and it was a gorilla walking down St. George Street.
That was me.
And you said, and Blake goes, "You know that was AI, don't you?" Yeah, Blake, I really thought there was a talking gorilla.
Magilla, he's out of the pet shop window.
I thought it was funny. You know, I thought it was a funny take because we had so much rain and it was talking about like paddling through the streets. And he says, "You know that? Yes, I knew it was AI. Yeah. I'm not that much of a boomer."
Okay, okay. There was a little bit of element of that, but my main point was you posted that video onto our 904 page. I wasn't really necessary. If you posted it on your personal page, I would have been fine with that. But
it got more likes than your reel.
That's why he's upset.
It's all about the points, baby. I knew it was fake. Everyone who looked at it knew it was fake.
Yes,
Hopefully.
the people that knew it was fake, like I saw people commenting, going like, "Oh, really? Why are you guys posting AI slop?"
Yeah, you know what though? They watched it.
Right.
All right. They knew it was fake. We weren't trying to fool anybody and say that was the news. You got to have a sense of humor, and you got to have what's that word? Common something. It's
Sense?
Common sense.
Oh, that's the
There
word.
you go.
That's the one. You got to have a little bit of common sense. So, but that's what I mean. That's what the American Party is about. The American Party is about be American first. All right, and Congress, Senate, be American first. What you're doing right now, and Republicans, you can give up a little bit. Democrats, you can give up a little bit, and we can get there. All right, but what you're doing right now is affecting thousands to hundreds of thousands of people because some of these parks are closed.
Yeah.
All right. And not some, a lot of these parks are. And that's affecting all of us. So stop with your selfish bullshit and do your job. Because in any other job, you just say, I'm not going to do my job. What's going to happen?
You're going to
You
get
don't-
fired and not get paid.
You don't show up here. Am I paying you?
No.
All right. Blake, you don't show up. Am I paying you?
No.
Okay. That's pretty simple. Just do your freaking job. So, all right. There you go. That's all I got for that with the American Party. You got anything to add with the American Party? Do we need to
Well,
put
yeah.
another symbolism in the American Party to make it work? Because we got the
Yeah,
blue
we
and
should put in a sandwich because I think Congressman Rutherford should go across the aisle and ask a Democrat to lunch and start a new trend of
Yeah.
Democrats and Republicans eating together in collegiality.
yeah. So yeah,
Because when he told us that, or when he told you that they don't even break bread together.
they have two restaurants with the exact same name, one for the Republicans and one for the Democrats.
Yeah.
I was blown
Palestine
away with
ones.
that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And you know what? And so much more could be done if you're sitting there having a conversation, with or without a cocktail, having your navy bean soup, which used to be like the hottest thing in the Senate dining room, I believe, which for a while was open to the public, I think, at some point years ago.
Mhm.
Because it was always go to the Capitol and have the navy bean soup. But, that's how you're going to get some type of consensus
Yeah.
because, the
Bring back
issues
together.
aren't that different.
Go to the bar at the Willard and chill
Right.
like you used to do.
Sit in the lobby. Exactly.
Yeah, like you used to do. The bar at the Willard's awesome. It's awesome. It's a little round bar and it's awesome. So it's dark as hell,
Well, that's because nobody wants to be seen talking to whoever they're talking to.
but it's awesome.
Yeah.
So and if
Get your $36 martini and
Yeah.
have a nice day.
yeah, we should have walked in the Willard's lobby last time we were there, Blake. We didn't even do that.
Yeah,
And then
we
you could have been a
failed.
lobbyist.
So yeah, just so we could have been a lobbyist.
Yeah.
So but I mean, there's so many things that we can do better if we set aside the R's and the D's.
Right. Because they don't necessarily have partisan differences.
Mhm.
Feeding kids shouldn't be, a divisive issue. Making people healthier or giving them health care. I mean, how can you say make America healthy again and then make it more difficult for people to get health care?
Yeah.
That's a disconnect right there. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, what's the guy's name? He's a Democrat bald guy. Carville?
James Carville, yeah,
Okay,
the Raging Cajun.
Who's he married to?
He is married to, I want to say Mary Maitland, but it's not that. It's close to that. It's,
Blake's fact checking right now.
yeah, I know. I can see her.
Because he's very, very hard left.
Yeah.
And she's on the right.
Mary Madeline.
Mary Madeline.
Yep.
All right. And they seem to make it work.
Yeah.
You know why? Because they said, I believe you're smart enough to have your own opinion,
Sure.
and I'm smart enough to have my own opinion, and we'll discuss things. I'm sure they have some beautiful conversations.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But at the end of the day, they know that person's a good person and a good American. And, so, and people, like, I raise my voice a lot, and I do this, and I love Lenny, and he knows at the end of the day, I love Lenny, and it has nothing to do with his political side. Even when I think he's wrong and he thinks I'm wrong, it's okay, because we both have the ability to think on our own, and that should never be taken away from any American. So
We need a little bit more respect. I come in here and Blake wires me up and I go off for a couple of minutes.
Mhm.
But, I'm trying to dial down my enthusiasm,
Yeah.
for lack of a better choice of words, to a more acceptable volume.
Yeah, well, and all of us have a tendency to follow what we read, and we kind of lean into it until we do the deeper dig. And some of the statements that are attached to it, we don't know 100% if that's true. And like I was saying,
Right.
we're getting clips from different people from different places in the world, and most of the politicians I've met, and a lot of people don't believe me when I make this statement, are good-hearted people and in it for the right reasons.
Most people certainly, and they start out that way for sure.
Left or right, most of the people are very charismatic. They're very giving with their heart. They're giving with their time because, okay, they're making $187,000, which is a good salary.
Not bad.
It's a good salary. But many of these people have left firms where they are making 4 times that as lawyers. So they're not in it. Very few of them are in it for the money. Now, there is a handful that are.
Well, but by the time they come out, how many people come into Congress as $100,000 heirs and leave as millionaires?
Yeah. So
I mean, that's a very big number. And in the Senate, it's, that's where inflation really kicks in.
Well, and because I've lived it, you can be a thousandaire one day and a millionaire the next, and then lose it all
and then
over
be
again.
a thousandaire the day after that.
All right, and I've crossed that threshold multiple times. All right, and when you say a millionaire, that means your net worth's over $1 million. That sounds like a lot, but if you throw in your properties, you throw in your investments, you throw in your retirements, and all those things, you're probably living next to a millionaire.
Right. Absolutely.
So it's not something.
The threshold is much lower now than it used to be.
It's much lower than what you think, and that's not a brag, but it's a reality that I want people to realize. It's that calling someone a millionaire doesn't mean they're wealthy.
Right.
Doesn't mean they're wealthy. So
and that being said, it frightens me that so many people in the country are literally actually living paycheck to paycheck. And that's scary. There's people that are, if they lose their job, are, 30 days from, having no money and being bankrupt. It's we have a problem with saving in this country on a lot of levels for a lot of people, it would seem. And, it's just very frightening because a lot of those people don't qualify for safety nets.
No.
And safety nets are being tightened, more to the point. The safety nets aren't even there as much anymore.
Most of them don't until it's too late.
Right.
And at home again, when I give our speech and we talk about how many people are paycheck to paycheck or living upside down. There's people that live upside down. There's a working poor that exists that they're homeless, but they have full-time jobs, but they've lost their house, because of poor decisions. They went out to eat every night and they spent money on a car they couldn't afford. They lose the car. Now they lost their job. Now they're homeless. And it happens. The other thing that happens is if you get a divorce and you kind of give up, and it happens a lot too. And it happens men and women both. It emotionally affects them. It affects their job. They lose their job. And then they lose the desire to become back where they were at. And it takes building them back up before you can actually house them. So.
And it takes a lot longer to build back up than it does to fall down.
Well, you'd be amazed at how quickly people recover when they mentally are ready.
Okay.
It really is impressive in how powerful human nature is within the individual.
Yeah.
Because once we get people in that mindset that I'm ready to be back where I was at, because sometimes it's simpler not being there.
Right.
So, and that's, but once we get people to that mindset, it's pretty phenomenal the turnaround and how quickly people can turn their lives around on their own. They're doing this. We're giving them some guidance, but they're the ones doing all the work. So,
well, what actually frightens me, and I say this from time to time, is the amount of debt in the country right now and the amount of people that are drowning in debt, whether they realize it or not, because their credit card bills are so high, they're overspending, they're not, they're making minimum payments, and then the interest on those accounts just keeps adding. And you know, if you're paying your minimum payment and your bill is a big bill, you're not catching up.
Well,
You know?
and pride affects people from filing for bankruptcy.
Yeah, but didn't they in the last, I don't know, 5 or 7 or 10 years soften the bankruptcy laws?
Yeah,
So
but
it's easier to get out of bankruptcy as opposed to the 7 years it used to be.
It is, but so many people refuse because their pride doesn't.
Well, there's a stigma. It seems that there's a stigma.
Don't let them do it, and the fear of that 7-year thing. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it, and now you have legal issues.
Right.
So
Yeah.
But you know, it scares me because the credit card debt across the country is so huge that I fear that if the economy gets worse, people all over the country are going to default on their credit card bills,
Yes.
and then what happens?
exactly.
You know, the whole country is going to go into a shambles.
And I will say one thing about the credit card that Lenny, there's definitely I would say I've noticed a lot of people my age been getting into a lot of credit card debt because they don't understand the purpose of a credit card. Because they think they have all this money and they think they have all this money, but now I realize beep I not
But you got to pay it back.
They treat the card like it's cash.
Correct.
Yes.
And I'll tell you this, I financially got myself in a little bit of a jam probably 30 years ago. And I had a very good friend, Mark, who helped me understand where I was at and said, here, we're going to take care of this. And gave me a loan, interest-free, that helped me get out of that. And without him, I don't know where I would have been in my life because that spiral, the interest was more than what I could afford for anything else.
Yeah.
And I was going in such an upside down situation. Without him, our family would be in a different place, you know. And I'll eternally be grateful for him going, hey, you work too hard for you to be this way. Let me show you.
Yeah.
And, you know, thank goodness I listened, you know. But I mean, I my life would be completely different, you know, and that happened probably close going on 30 years ago.
Yeah, and another thing as well, that I've noticed is because I was kind of worried when I got my credit card that just seeing you, my mom, people around me just use up money. I know you guys had money, so I was just kind of worried that I was just going to overspend, and now I realize I don't have jobs like you right now. I'm not the CEO of a hot sauce company. I don't work for the biggest hotelier in St. Augustine. So
Yeah, you haven't reached your earning potential yet. And the problem is at your age right now, this is when it's most crucial to not get yourself upside down.
And save. Put something away.
And that's, I mean, and Blake and I had a little conversation. You hear that sigh?
Yeah.
That was from the conversation this morning.
Yeah, and then,
What, was that sigh from the conversation this morning?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. But he's in good shape. He doesn't have credit card debt.
Which is great.
He really, he doesn't have a whole lot in the bank, but he also doesn't owe anyone.
Well, that's important.
And what makes that, Blake, if you would look up the percentage of people that are at zero value in the United States, where you fit in the scale, because
Zero value meaning what?
Like just at zero, most people owe more than their net worth. Okay. Especially a 24-year-old.
Yeah, that's
Well,
So a 24-year-old with a college degree, because the college debt that comes along with
Well,
it.
that's it.
And
You know,
Blake
student debt is ridiculous.
crushed that portion of it.
yeah. So right now it's 25% of Americans, which is around 100 million.
Yeah, that are at below, their net worth is below zero.
Yeah, $0 or less.
$0 or less. 25% of it. So that's 100 million people that have a zero net worth.
Which is,
And you're above zero because you have a car.
Surprising. Yeah, I don't find that necessarily surprising. But you know, there's also something else that's culpable in all this. A day doesn't go by where I don't get something in the mail for a credit card or a balance transfer or something of that nature, or how many college kids are inundated with, here's a credit card for you. Here's a fee-free credit card.
Yeah.
Apply. You're already approved. Come get a credit card. Get a credit card. Get a credit card. You got to stop pushing this stuff. I mean, they're no better in a lot of ways than the guy on the corner saying first one's free.
The big thing right now is like the buy now pay now is a buy now pay later companies like your Klarna's, your PayPal, Venmo, stuff like that. So it's where you set up like already like let's say 4 pre-approved installments. Like most of them don't have like interest right now, but then, and for right now they don't impact your credit score as of right now. But apparently, rumor is that FICO's going to be implementing them starting January of next year.
And what I'll do, and this is a little hack that I have, if someone says it's interest free, like if you go to, like we did it with Best Buy, interest free for 18 months, we'll buy something, and then we'll put it on a payment plan of exactly what's going to pay it off in 12 months instead of the 18 months, and then we'll cancel that card. And that builds your credit. It doesn't hurt you in any way, but you have to stick to the plan.
Right.
If you don't stick to the plan, you're going to end up paying 27% on the back side of that money, and that's how they get you, because most people don't do that and plan ahead of this is when this is going to get paid off. So, and we just did it.
Right.
We just did it 4 months ago, right when we bought the company.
Those 3 months that you're getting, or 12 months that you're getting interest free, going to sneak up on a lot of people. They forget to set an alarm on their phone to say, "Oh, I got to pay this back."
And Josh, I can tell you this: I don't cancel the cards, but I don't renew them when the annual fee comes around.
Isn't that the same as canceling?
It doesn't hurt your credit.
See, because
Blake right now has like an 800 credit score.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm very leery. I mean, we just went through the whole Michigas of getting a new credit card for JetBlue because I got pissed off because they changed their program, and the JetBlue card I had, we got free bags.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, we're coming up to New York a couple of weeks ago, last month, and it cost us $200 for freaking baggage.
Yeah.
So I said, "The hell with that. What do I need to do?" So we got a new credit card, which is the same JetBlue, same bank, same thing, but now it comes with free baggage.
Yeah.
And if you spend, and this is where they get you too, and if you spend $1,000 in your first 3 months, we'll give you 60,000 JetBlue points.
Yeah.
Well, we had 2 big bills. I put them both on that credit card. We're going to pay that off. I'm not going to use that credit card for anything short of flying on JetBlue. We're going to get our 60,000, and we're going to fly anywhere we need to go for the next year because JetBlue doesn't go that far. And you have to go through New York.
Yeah, it's all
hubbed out of JFK. So we'll use that to our advantage, and then we just won't use that card. And right now we're piling on one card to get a good rate, and some miles to get to Europe next year.
All right, Barbara Jean, I think what you might want to do is go out and come back. I don't know if you're back with us, but if we're frozen right now, I don't know if you got that message. So, because it didn't freeze on our end in any way that I saw. Like, did you see any freezing from your side?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, a lot of times the closed captioning that I don't know how to get rid of because the volume is down.
Yeah, but
sometimes they freeze.
Yeah.
And that is frozen right now, but we're not frozen.
No, it's quite comfortable in here. As a matter of fact,
mine says limit how. So is all it's saying. All right, we want to talk about the Supreme Court before we get to Wager Wire.
Do we?
So
do we really?
Yeah, because it was in the title.
Okay, fine.
So Supreme Court in the title, Blake?
Yes.
All right, we're going to talk about it then.
All right. Well, Diana Ross and the other 8 of them are in the process of discussing, and they did today. The oral arguments are over. They'll have a conference on Friday. They'll take their votes. They'll have a decision that'll come out in June or July of next year. And everybody's salivating because depending on what that decision will be, that gives them a very short window to gerrymander the snot out of the country and pick up as many seats as possible. And if they get rid of Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, and most of this revolves around racial gerrymandering to make sure that minorities have equal representation in the government. So they're crafting majority-minority districts. So they're taking minorities and giving them a district where at least in theory they can have a representative that is synonymous with the makeup of those people by their own choosing. And there's not a lot of districts like that. We talked about Al Lawton's district, which ran straight across the state from Jacksonville to Tallahassee. You know, there's one in Louisiana that goes from one end of the bayou diagonally north to the other end of the state. And that's the only second majority black district in Louisiana, which has a 30% black population in Louisiana. And they only had one, now they have two. So if the Supreme Court determines that the Voting Rights Act needs to be tailored, truncated, pull out a section here, pull out a section there, the potential for the new redistrict, which is being pushed by Donald Trump aggressively, is in the current South, Democrats hold 24 seats in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 states. There's only 24 Democratic congressmen. Okay. If the redistricting scenarios go through because Section 2 of the voting right is thrown out, the Republicans will gain 12 seats, including 9 without even removing Section 2. So, you know, and this is the big push because, you know what, there's a fear that there's a potential, and, you know, you hear about blue wave, red wave, and you know what, sometimes it's a little bit of a trickle on the shore.
Well, and here's, you know, and I have to say this very cautiously. All right. Separating by black and white voter is a very dangerous situation. Again, we're all Americans. All right. And if we're separating by black and white, and I always hear this from the Democrat side is, well, they're making them show the ID to vote, and that's bad for black voters. And I don't understand that. I don't understand. I have thousands of black friends. I have thousands of white friends. I have thousands of Indian friends. I got the United Nations in my phone.
You're a veritable rainbow.
Okay. I don't know one black adult that doesn't have an ID. So I think that is such a bullshit excuse in so many ways. You can roll your eyes.
Well,
tell me one black adult that you know that does not have a driver's license or some sort of ID that is eligible to vote. And I think that is absolutely a ridiculous excuse that has been made up by the party.
It may not be large, but there are elderly people in rural districts that never have had a driver's license, never had a car.
Find me one that exists. Find me one that exists, and it's right there with the trans thing, because I can tell you this. I know a lot of people, Lenny, a lot of people, and I think it's damn insulting to the culture of the black community saying they don't have an ID. I think it's downright insulting.
Well,
and like I said, I have to be very cautious in this.
But it's not inaccurate.
It is.
How do you know?
How do you know?
Well,
name one. I can tell you.
I don't live in rural northern Georgia or in Arkansas or in Oklahoma. And by the way,
state of Florida, you have to have an ID if you're on, like, pulled over or anything like that. How do you drive?
People don't drive. People don't have driver's licenses.
You're telling me, and I would love to see
an 80-year-old black woman who's never had a car has to have a driver's license?
She has ID.
From where?
She has a birth certificate. They have state IDs.
Okay, but do these people go out and get them?
It's insulting, and you're adding to it right now.
I'm not insulting. I'm just saying that it's a possibility, and you're saying it's not.
Name one person.
How am I going to name somebody? I'm not in these communities.
They make it sound like it's every single day.
It's not.
It's not.
And by the way,
that is the excuse they use when you say you need to have an ID. If you go any place in the world, you open a bank account. What do you need?
Go on.
An ID.
Sure.
All right. You get what do you need? You need an ID. Any of these things, you need an ID.
And there are people that don't have bank accounts and don't have credit cards, Troy. It's not a large number, but there are certainly people.
Then don't say it's the reason.
I'm not saying it's that
voting
reason.
suppression.
I'm not saying that either.
Your party believes in that and leans on that.
Oh, so now it's my fault because I'm a Democrat.
No, but it's an excuse that is used. Well, it was suppression of voting rights because they required an ID. That is a bullshit.
It's an outgrowth of poll taxes. It's an outgrowth of literacy tests. Don't forget, these things existed a long time ago, and the Voting Rights Act tried to correct that.
My grandfather only had an 8th grade education, grew up in the poorest, both sides, poorest possible locations that you can think of. You can pick North Georgia or wherever the hell you want to pick. But this statistic is not accurate, and it's not true. And it's just not true. And, you know, like I said, I had to be cautious in how I handle that, but it is a fallacy and an insult to me, to an entire culture, saying that they are not capable of getting an ID. And that is
Hold
BS.
on. Hang on. Nobody said they're not capable. It's just they don't have them. There's a distinction there again.
Okay, if they're capable of doing it, that is a requirement for any other thing. So do you think you need to have an ID to vote? Or do you not
Yeah, it
think
helps.
that? No, it's a yes or no. Do you think you
Oh,
should
God,
have?
I'll be the vice president, and I'll just go on for 7 minutes and never answer a freaking question.
No,
yes or no, Mr. President, Mr. Vice President? Answer the question. If he doesn't answer, why should I have
This
it?
is called
Yes.
called avoiding. I asked you a direct question, so that makes you a politician. So you can
Trained
take your ass
professional,
back
thank you.
take your ass back to the Long Beach Commission as your Democrat hat because you want blue and red to meet. This is something that has to be stopped. You should have to have an ID to vote. And if anyone out there thinks I'm wrong in the comments, tell
Okay,
me.
here you go. You ready?
Yeah, to buy cigarettes, to buy alcohol, all those things you need an ID.
Okay, approximately 2.6 million to 7.6 million voting age Americans do not possess any form of valid, unexpired government-issued photo identification. The exact number varies by study due to different methodologies and sampling populations. So, you know, to say that it's nobody is inaccurate.
And what's the source on that?
Oh, that's on Magic AI.
Oh, on the AI.
Right.
Okay. All right. Like I said, if you can find me one person that has zero source of identification, I will chew up this hat and I will eat it with hot sauce.
Oh, man, you're going to
Eat
have
it
some
with hot
digestive
sauce.
problems. According to the
Because
Center
guess
for
what? Even getting into a nursing home, you know what you need? ID. Every place you need it. This is This is right up there with
All right.
recycling.
There you go. So this is wrong.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, it is.
All right.
Yes, it is.
And how often a time is the day do you use AI?
About 3.
Okay. And how often do you believe them?
About 2.
Okay, so there you
It's
go.
about 33%.
According to the Center for
60%.
Democracy and Civic Engagement, whoever they may be, estimated that nearly 7.6 million Americans of voting age, same thing I was just saying. A survey conducted by the Brennan Center for Justice in 2024, 7 million voting age citizens lack non-expired government issues ID. So,
My grandfather didn't have a tooth in his head, didn't have power. His biggest check he got is when I-75 came through his farm. All right.
Okay.
The second biggest check is the government came back and said, please don't have a pig farm next to I-75. And they paid him every year not to have a pig farm.
Yeah.
All right.
another
So
great use of federal dollars. Good for your family, but yeah.
Understand,
Okay.
the family I'm talking about is poor. It's a cultural bias. And that gentleman had an ID, and he didn't have a car.
Okay. People of color, black and Hispanic. And by the way, and just to come back to one other thought, it's not only blacks that are being gerrymandered or disenfranchised.
But that was what you had in your story.
right. But there's also swaths of Hispanics because this is also going on in Texas. You know, and it's the fear that apparently the Democrats in Texas are freaking out because if they make Hispanic heavy districts, they may not vote Democratic.
Yeah, because they're going to be a religious-based decision
Right.
makers.
However, I think a lot of the Hispanics are sort of leaking now a little bit because of all the immigration stuff. So that's sort of softening the edge there a little bit. But people of color, black and Hispanics adults, are disproportionately likely not to have a driver's license or government-issued photo ID. Okay? That's one. Low-income individuals, those with lower annual incomes, are more likely to lack a photo identification than higher-income earners. The youngest group of voting age citizens, 18 to 29, is less likely to have a photo ID than other adults. I find that hard to fathom. And people with disabilities, again, permanent disabilities are more than twice as likely to lack a photo identification compared to other adults.
What? How the hell is that even a number?
I don't even know why.
To
I don't
get
even
your
know why
disability
that's
check, you have to have an
Well,
ID.
right? So I don't know why they lack photo identification. No, that one's a little bit odd itself.
That would just killed all the other stats by putting that in there.
Well, yeah, I think that one's a little far-fetched too.
Yeah.
But, so there's barriers. The fees for obtaining necessary documents, birth certificates can be prohibitive for low-income individuals. Underlying documents many people lack access.
We'll get you an ID if you come to home again.
There you go.
I don't
Foundational
care.
documents need to get a photo ID. People don't have their birth certificate or proof of citizenship.
I still say it's an insult by making that statement because they always.
Because it's an accurate statement?
It's not accurate in any way, shape, or form.
Pardon me.
Okay, that's
Shame
not
on you. Shame on you, AI.
Yeah.
Shame on you,
It's-
Brennan Center.
It is not accurate in any way, shape. Find one person. I will eat this hat on air live.
All right.
On air live that has a zero source of ID that still wants to vote. Because even you got to have your voter registration card. How did you get that?
They're probably not registered
Sorry.
to vote.
Then how are we suppressing their vote by requiring an ID? Because they chose not to participate in our society?
Well, you can be registered to vote and not go vote, but then you're still registered.
To register to vote, you need to have an ID.
Absolutely correct.
So, I'm sorry, that was a choice. That was an actual adult choice that they made, and it's insulting to minorities, in my opinion.
You seem to think this is insulting, and because you disagree with the information doesn't mean it's not accurate.
Okay.
Shake your head all you want.
No, I can tell you. What did I say in the last statement? You keep believing what's there and the real numbers, because those aren't real numbers. Those aren't real numbers. I cannot.
You cannot believe it.
I cannot.
Right. You cannot believe it. However,
you know what it takes? 2 words. Common sense. If you believe that the people that don't have IDs, I'm not saying no one has IDs, okay? Don't have IDs, want to participate in any vote, in any form, no matter how easy we make it for them.
Well, they choose not to.
My point exactly. So it's not voter suppression.
I never said it was. I'm just saying that people don't have IDs.
You did.
I never said voter suppression.
Okay.
Blake,
All right.
Did I?
No.
Thank you.
All right. Blake, so do you believe people should have IDs to vote?
Yes.
And whether we believe they need to have IDs to vote or not, some people don't.
Mm-hmm. The people that want to vote have IDs.
Fine.
I mean, I can tell you, I think that number is going to be closer to 2 million than 7, and I'm absolutely stunned that you've held on to this argument as long, because I can tell you,
because you choose not to accept it doesn't mean it's not correct.
It is not voter suppression.
Again, nobody said voter suppression.
That was the point I was making all along, and then you defended that side, and defending that side is completely an insult to any race that has the ability to do this. It's basically saying, if you're saying, oh, you have to have an ID or it's a suppression to this or that culture, they have every ability in the world to get an ID, financial or not financial. Right now, if you go to home again, you don't have an ID, we will figure out how to get you an ID. And,
okay.
And that happens.
Okay, so then you don't need me. You can find that person your very self.
Yeah.
Because if they're coming home again and they don't have ID, you've just answered your own question.
Guess what they don't want to do? They don't want to participate in voting.
Fine.
And so it's not in any way voter suppression. So
we're not saying voter suppression. We're saying people don't have identification.
Then stop boggling down our entire system with that stupid ass argument. It happens every
selective
election.
perception you have.
Every election. You're telling me it doesn't happen every freaking election?
What?
Oh, it's voter suppression. They had to have an ID. I wasn't able to vote. That is what they do every freaking election from the left. And if you're telling me that doesn't happen, it's an embarrassment to your party.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
It's an embarrassment.
I'm saying that the conservative right is making it more difficult and making people jump through bigger hoops to go vote.
What hoops? What hoops are different for this culture to this culture? Zero hoops.
How about closing polling places? How about ending vote by mail and drop-in boxes?
Okay, we're talking voter suppression because you had to have an ID. What is different for this culture to this culture? We live in the same area. They know it closes at this time. If you're telling me it's advertised for this and then they close it, where's that happen? Because it doesn't happen. I'll have it on, well, I can tell you this. The Georgia election in 2020, what Trump did was ridiculous and criminal.
Oh, and criminal.
Criminal.
So he broke the law.
I agree.
Thank you.
I agree
Should
with
he be
that.
forced to leave the country?
No.
Okay.
Criminals don't have to force to leave the country.
Well, I mean,
unless you
apparently,
came
if
here.
you came illegally and you broke the law, you have to leave the country. So
Okay.
where's this line slide?
He's an American citizen.
Okay, he still broke the law.
You don't have, if you're an American citizen, you don't have to leave the country.
No, but you not disqualify him from being president?
That part, I didn't vote for him.
Okay, I know.
So
I know.
because of that conversation I heard in Georgia, it showed the character of the man.
Right.
Okay? But what I'm talking about is left and right and not the president. What the left probably gets too tied up on is they think our government is the president, and it's not.
Well, it is these days.
Because Congress, well, no, it's not, because the Democrats and Republicans sitting in the Senate are boggling down everything and letting the president go out and win all the awards and all the gratification while they're sitting there on their ass doing nothing. The president this week had a much better week
Sure.
than the Senate.
Yeah. And the House of Representatives.
And the House of Representatives, all of Congress.
Yeah.
All right.
No doubt about it.
Because the Democrats are so freaking tied up in Trump doing this or Trump doing that and forget what their job is.
Yeah.
And the Republicans are
And so are the Republicans.
Republicans are so tied up on having their nose up the president's ass,
Yep.
they forget the balance of our government.
They all have little orange on their nose. Yeah.
All right. So
So, how was your week in betting?
I can tell you this. The trophy goes to Blake Blevins.
Not me.
What?
Blake?
Oh, the Pick'em League. Yeah.
Blake won the Pick'em League.
Oh, yay.
So he won our Pick'em League out of 10 guys. So, Blake, you are the big winner. You are the trophy holder for this week. We don't have much time. Where do you think the baseball is going?
I think it's going to be an
Air.
interesting Seattle and Los Angeles World Series.
Okay, and I think that's what all three of us had, right?
Yes.
And I had the Dodgers in 5, you had the Dodgers in 6,
Six.
and Blake, you had Seattle in 7.
Yes.
All right?
Yep.
And the big story is like everyone's saying, oh, if the Dodgers win the World Series, then baseball's guaranteed to have a lockout in 2027 because of how bad the Dodgers broke the because Dodgers don't
All
have
the
the salary
paying
cap.
forward of the salaries and
Yeah.
how they handled
Yeah.
that with Otani.
Right.
Yeah,
That he'll work for spare change and peanuts, and in a couple of years from now, he'll drive the Brinks truck to his back door.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is because they found the loophole, everyone's mad at the Dodgers.
That's
And
it.
I'm not a Dodger lover, but
No.
it's not their fault that they use the rules to their ability.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if the rules are there, the rules need to be changed, and if they're not changed, then you use them to the best of your ability.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that Trump said that I couldn't argue with, and I think he was right about it. Hey, it's not that I'm not paying taxes; it's that I'm using the tax laws to my advantage. And you know what? If you're not, you're a schmuck.
Yeah.
And you know what? He was right.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the whole thing. I mean that's the reason I use Abear Kresge and
Yes, Bobby, it
Associates.
was.
Yeah, yeah, we're going Supreme Court tomorrow.
Right.
And there's a 50-50 chance I might not be here tomorrow because I have a hard meeting.
Okay.
So it might be you two.
Oh, he's going to wind me up. Careful.
Holding it down. So it might be a left-leaning show tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think the Dodgers did what they said they were going to do, and they went out, and it's the best team money can buy.
And I thought that was supposed to be the Mets. What do I know?
Yeah, but the pitching staff of the Dodgers is solid.
Yeah.
Just solid all the way
The
through.
interesting thing is, I don't know if you watched the games, the bottom half of their order is the one that are hitting.
Mhm.
Otani wasn't hitting well.
Well,
Freeman had a couple of hits.
Their 8 and 9 guys
but-
would be, 2 and 3 guys on some of these teams.
And those are the guys that are hitting. Betts wasn't hitting. Otani wasn't hitting. Freeman had a couple of hits. Muncy finally got a hit.
First
But
three
their power
batters,
hitters
the first 3 batters in their lineup are first-round Hall of Famers. First ballot Hall of Famers.
Was that?
Otani, Mookie Betts,
Betts
and Freeman.
Yeah.
They are all 3 first ballot Hall of Famers,
No
in my
doubt
opinion.
about it. Yeah, no, I think you're right.
I mean, and even the Big Red Machine, the number 2 guy was Griffey. He didn't make the Hall of Fame.
Right.
In my heart, I felt he should, but he didn't make the Hall of Fame. And that team had, I think, 5 Hall of Famers on it.
Yep.
So, the grade 8, I think 5 of them were Hall of Famers, if my numbers are right. I know 4 are for sure. So I don't know. Foster make the Hall of Fame?
No.
George Foster?
No.
And then he came to a Met and forgot how to play baseball.
Yeah, he
He hit a couple of home runs for a while.
He
but
cashed checks.
Yeah, but he went south in a big hurry.
He cashed checks.
You know, you get so excited when somebody comes to your team, and then all of a sudden they disappoint.
All right, Barbara said she'll hold up my
Yeah,
end for the.
I know.
Thank you, Barbara Jean. So, but
Bring it on.
so we have trivia tonight. We're excited about trivia. We do want. I'm pretty sure. I'm just going to gloat a little bit if the lockout or whatever it is, the
Shutdown.
shutdown.
There you go.
We want the shutdown to end today.
Wouldn't that be nice?
It'd be beautiful. Amanda actually took 47.
Really? She
All
didn't
right.
go as high as I thought she was
Yeah,
going to go.
She went to 47. Well, she knew she had room because she was last.
Right.
She was last one in. She could have went 35 and went for the easy win.
Oh, I thought she'd go to her number and still win, unless we're doing differential.
Yeah. So, but we appreciate you guys sticking with us. Thank you for the
See you tomorrow.
discussion
Always.
and the wonderful conversation. Blake, your trophy is yours
Yay.
Come
for
and get
1
it.
week.
Yay.
All right. See you tomorrow, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.